They've won Tonys and Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. There's no red carpet because they're home in their jammies. From Melrose Place to Broadway to Janeway and her crew. Let Seth and James bring all the stars to you.
Anywho.
They're entertaining everyone, so who's gonna grouse? Just sit right back and you'll hear some tales on Stars in the House.
Hello, everyone.
Wow, the lighting is so good.
I know, David. We got it going on. Finally, 350 episodes later.
Here she comes, the queen.
Yes, here comes
Mandy.
Mandy. Just like Concert for America, we had Mandy with us every. No, we actually didn't.
Oh, I wish she comes.
You
to
wish.
Hi, honey. Hey, everyone. I'm Seth. This is James.
Hi, welcome to Stars in the House, Concert for America edition that we were going to have. Okay, hold on. Okay, a couple of things. One, we're actually going to. This is for the Actors Fund, but we're going to show a clip in a minute of Seth when we were in Los Angeles in May of 2017.
I don't remember at all.
With Rachel Bloom, because the Actors Fund, talk about a full circle moment about Joey Monda, our good friend who helped get the whole thing started and has worked with us for years before that. He could probably remember better than me, but I feel like the Actors Fund came on as a sponsor. Joey nod. Was it March or April?
I think April.
April? So it was April, and I feel like April, May, June, July, August for 5 months. And they sponsored us to talk about healthcare and the importance of the of Obamacare. And so each city we would do it differently. And like Sharon Gless, I think, did it with you or with us, and
then Vanessa Williams and Michael Urie, I think, did.
That's right, and that's right. They did it, and Joey's nodding when it was Barry Manilow and Chita when we did it in April. So anyway, but I figured this was like the best fun way to just show this right now before we bring on Joey and all of our friends to about the Concert for America. Oh, but wait a minute, Seth, before I forget, because I didn't write things out, because as you know from yesterday, if you saw it. This has been a busy week. And Concert for America, I think we did 13 of them, 11, 12, 13 of them. And so we were trying to get it all together. So I don't have it all written out. But basically, a couple of weeks ago, we were like, let's do Concert for America January 19th.
Well, Concert for America
retrospective. January 19th, because we started it, if you don't know, on January 20th, 2017. And so we thought, great, on the eve before the inauguration. And then the insurrection happened, all of the chaos about everything. And
I thought it was bad karma.
And Seth thought it was bad karma.
To be like, look how amazing everything is. I was
the
like,
day before the inauguration, which was really smart because we were all on edge before 12 noon at January 20th. So we were like, okay, we'll do it on Thursday. And then we got the call to do the inauguration song. and so then it was
the
like.
Inauguration was such a big deal that we're like, let's do a deconstruction of the inauguration the day
exactly.
after. So we did that. The making of the inauguration Broadway thing last night, and we moved Concert to America for tonight. And James made a whole schedule and lost it, which, by the way, he emailed, but he somehow, those people go, I lost your number. You go, how do you lose a number on a phone? I don't know how you lose an email, but somehow we can't find it.
Well, while
so
you're
David's
playing, he did. So while you're playing this, what the Actors Fund is, which is really cute and funny between you and Rachel Bloom, I'll go get my list.
Okay, I don't remember this, but yeah, this is one of the things that we did together. So this is me and Rachel Bloom describing what the Actors Fund does.
And again, this is full circle because they really did. The Actors Fund really helped us be able to continue doing Concert for America. And the not irony, but the beauty of it is that if it weren't for Concert for America, we wouldn't have had the team in place that allowed us to do Stars in the House, which is benefiting the Actors Fund.
Yeah, because David, who's our tech person, would volunteer every single month for Concert.
Yeah, and we had our team in place, some of whom you'll meet tonight.
Behind the scenes peeps.
That's right. So Seth, hit it, and I'm going to go get the list.
All right, I'm excited to watch this. Remember it.
One of our sponsors for tonight's Concert for America is the Actors Fund.
Yes, Queen.
Yes. And it's, as you know, the National Human Service Organization for anyone in the performing arts. They are the safety net for actors, directors, dancers, stagehands, singers, and everyone who enriches our cultural life.
Yes, Rachel is right. That's what it says. The reason they wanted me to say this, they said many people think that anyone who works in show business is wealthy, which is an enormous misconception. I dare to check out my bank account. 1 is the loneliest number, so is 0. Okay. Go.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Wow.
Well, we don't have a teleprompter like that.
No, I've
this.
really gotten soft since TV. They just hand feed you everything like we're prize pigs. The fact is, let's talk about it seriously. The fact is that Medicaid is important to so many of us. Yes, because it helps secure insurance under the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
And Medicare is critically important for those in their senior years, right, Seth?
How dare you? And the Affordable Care Act also helps those with mental diseases. Right, Rachel?
How dare you? The point is, the Actors Fund is working hard to protect these programs that help so many people out there. The fund also provides, I'm just going to read it as the list because it's so many things: affordable housing, health care and insurance, career counseling, nursing care, social services, and financial assistance.
We are very proud the Actors Fund is sponsoring Concert for America.
Yes.
Okay, before we go on, people keep saying my mic is soft. David, any takes on it? The host has unmuted your mic. I wasn't muted. I was muted?
Well,
that's why it was soft?
Okay, now we're probably too loud.
Wait.
See, this is the problem. We don't have Joey here. We don't have Maria here. We don't have Margie here. We don't have Jonah. We have David in Connecticut, and we have that one.
David, hold on. I think he's private chatting me. He can't dare to show his face. I just even on the roadcaster.
Well, you know
what do I sound like now?
There's always something. If it's not lights, it's sound. And
the mic is fine. I've seen 45 comments in a row, and I was texted by Paul Castry. Mic is fine. It is? Oh, better. Thank you.
See?
That's what okay, thank you very much. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's the show.
That's the show. I couldn't print the damn list, so I've got it right here. And you know what I'm missing, Maria and Joey and Margie? It's because I don't have you here to print out the damn note cards. And guess what? These are the note cards that are from Concert for America that are in our garage. Okay? Not even opened yet. Not even opened. Okay. And David knows what these are too.
All of our dialogue was, like the introductions for people. It wasn't like our patter was scripted, but like who's next? And it was on these note cards with a number after each one. We'd always go over it, and then it was 20 minutes of where's my note card? Because it was literally always lost.
Here, bring Joey on. Let's bring Joey on right here.
How often did I lose note cards?
20 minutes of where's my note card, and then James, we can't change the text because the teleprompter says something totally different. Trying to once we had to start using that in LA. I think LA was the first one we had to use the teleprompter.
By the way, we didn't use teleprompter, but it was
it was other people where I was trying to figure out and then rearrange the text and who was going to go where, and it was. I mean, it's like the worst parts of live TV and live theater all in one together.
Both horrible aspects. So wait, now
Joey, we haven't seen you in forever.
I know. Happy pandemic. I can't believe we made it. Yeah, I know, right? You guys have been awesome. I've been watching this frequently. I love that you guys are doing this. Thank you.
Joe and I go way back. Joey emailed me a long time ago when he was maybe like 20. How old were you? 19?
Yeah, I was like 19.
19 to intern for me. And
hold on. Someone's saying I'm really loud. So you continue. Let me get down here.
See ya. And Joey started interning, and then he became like a really good friend of the family, and spent all holidays together. And then he moved to New York, and he had this job. I won't really say for who, but he was basically making not a lot of money. And I was like, I could pay you that same horrific amount of money, and we could actually work on real projects. And then Joey became our producing partner, and that's one of the main reasons why Disaster got to Broadway. Bravo, Joey.
There you go.
Disaster's there, and Unbroken Circle is up there.
And behind us, can you see? Oh, you can't.
Well, it's kind of.
All right, so we did Unbroken Circle, Disaster, and of course we turned to Joey. We did our foster care benefit and Concert for America. So we want to give some backstory. So when Jessie Mueller comes, we're going to talk more about it. But James and I were in London after the election, and we're like, we should put on some kind of a concert to help charity events. And then Jessie texted me, and I have all the pictures I'm going to show you when Jessie comes. And then I guess we called you from London, Joey. Do you remember how the very first phone call was?
Yeah, it was literally I think it was that week between Christmas and New Year's. And we were talking about how devastating it was going to be and what was the best way for us to make the best of a terrible situation, and how we all just ultimately the best thing could be for us to, use our gifts for whatever we can. And then we all wanted to be together and teching a show right at the same time as it was all happening around us. And so once we decided on that, I think you guys then had a conversation with Town Hall or somehow. I don't remember how we ended up at Town Hall.
Right. Right. Instead of Broadway, we did Town Hall. We went in the afternoon. By the way, I'm wearing the same shirt I wore Rachel Bloom. I do remember I remember saying, the new administration is really going to target a lot of things like women's rights and the environment. So we said, let's find 5 charities.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably did that research. That's very you.
That's me. So I did the research. I basically, and you know what? I think we actually got the 5 groups that were targeted the most. I think now 4 years later, we know I'd probably add healthcare to that.
Totally.
It's fun.
So, but that was Actors Fund. You're right. So we actually did cover everything. So you're totally right, Seth. So it was National Immigration Law Center, Southern Poverty Law Center, NAACP, National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, and why am I missing the Sierra Club?
Sierra Club, yep. And actually, for that first one, we also had Planned Parenthood.
Right.
We did Planned Parenthood early on too.
Yeah, we had Planned Parenthood the first 2 months, and then when we went to Chicago in March, we switched to. We knew that Planned Parenthood basically they were kind of covered.
They had these major.
Exactly.
They don't need our event,
but we wanted to still focus on a woman. Even though mainly woman-oriented organization, and so I found National Coalition Against Domestic Violence.
So, Joey, you always wind up doing like all the negotiate, like everyone has their job. Like mine is to have fun. James is basically to like research this, research that. So, what was your biggest hardship getting Country for America up? Do you remember the first time?
Well, the breakdown really kind of was like, Seth, you ended up getting all of your friends and the talent, lined up and figuring that out. James, you worked with all of the not-for-profits, and then I did all of like the production stuff and working with the theater, making sure we had all of the equipment, making sure that all of the ticketing went on sale and all of that. So all of the like unsexy stuff to make sure that there was an actual show to it. And then Frankie and I would then do like, what's the run of show going to be? And what's, how are people going to get from the stage to their seats, and finding like, I mean, it's Voices for the Voiceless, but like we spent like 40 minutes looking for Mark Shaman in the audience one night for Voices for the Voiceless, only to find out he was watching the entire thing backstage. So like just trying to track where everybody is at all times in the theater.
Well, we had just started our 501c3, Your Kids, Our Kids, which is how we, as people who watch Stars in the House know, that's how we pay our staff. So we don't have to worry about the Actors Fund, and every penny goes to the Actors Fund. But we had just started it, and I think I'd called our accountant and our lawyer, and I said, I know this was originally meant for children's art education and dyslexia, but are we legally allowed to expand that and some? And they both said yes. And then we went to our friends like Mary Davis and other people to just say, can you help fund? And Town Hall was available. We decided not to do it at 12 noon on Inauguration Day, which I remember was a Friday.
Yeah.
We decided to do it at 3 p.m. And
right. But we done it the day before to sound check. I remember that was your idea.
Yeah.
By the way, before we go on, do you remember the panic attack we had? Because we were like, we should do a big concert. And then there were these big announcements like concert happening on Inauguration Day featuring Madonna. I don't even know what it was, Beyonce. And we're like,
vaguely. And we were like, ultimately, we're like, well, we've got Chita.
Well, I don't remember that. I remember just going, let them handle it. I was like, I don't want to try to compete with something amazing.
And we looked it up, and I forget who it was. So if they're watching, I'm sorry, I forget their name. But basically, someone who knew it was going to be in Florida.
This amazing woman helped us. I remember.
And they found out that the concert was like just a lot of talk. It was not going to happen because we were like, look, we're not going to compete, quote unquote, against Jennifer Lopez and all those. But it never happened. It was all talk.
And then it was like a rush. We're like, wow, now we really have to do it.
Totally. And so it was getting all of that put together in like 3 weeks, and figuring out all of those elements, how to sell it, how to get the press, and how to get, tickets on sale. And all of that was just like such a mad rush to get us to that first, just even to that morning of, to get everything loaded in, or the morning before, so we could do the sound check the day before. Because then I forget why we ended, and then somehow for February, we switched it, and we actually ended up doing everything in one day. We didn't end up doing the sound check the day before because I think it was like either too expensive to rent the venue and all of the equipment and everything for 2 days. So we learned how to
do it. We learned how to do it all in one day, and being a start time of 8 p.m. versus 3 p.m. gave us that time, even though it was always tight. But, I want to give a shout out to Trish Gilbert, who, we had seen also, well, you remember, because change.org petition that she had started, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
Yep.
Do you remember?
Yeah, it was something like that. And she was the one then who built out the entire website for us initially and did all of the actual graphic design, I think, for the logo itself.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Edwin
was all
Velo.
her.
Yeah, exactly.
But I remember, James, your main purpose was that this needs to be a celebration. It's funny because when you see my Jessie text, I'll show later, but I'm like, we could do it on Facebook Live so people could watch it everywhere. It's kind of the first time we'd never done one of our concerts. We've done a lot of live stream concerts. We've never done, an actual live stream concert. That was my first time. I was like, the whole nation should be watching. But you remember, you thought of keeping the ticket prices low because you wanted to be very egalitarian.
Yeah, we were like, it was like $25, $35, $45, I think. Which, by the way, only works if you're completely sold out.
Sold out.
You do have to pay. Yeah, go ahead.
We did.
Yeah, for that one we did. Yeah, that one we did. That was so much excitement, and everybody really wanted to be a part of just being in the room with each other for that.
And we had the president of the NAACP come. I mean, that's one of the memories that it's like he literally stayed with his wife and his kids until all 1,500 people left after that I mean, it makes me emotional that he took the time to spoke eloquently. And then Cornell Brooks stayed to thank us, and they were really an active part.
I remember that.
And it was all, it was like we all stayed very positive. It was all about a celebration, but it was also very apolitical. It never got into the actual politics of the moment or anything. It was always really about supporting the causes and making sure that we were furthering their mission without saying that they were threatened or any way. It was really just about what we can all do to come together and how we can all support these amazing organizations.
And staying positive, that's actually a great segue for Kelly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because that was part of the point. You're right, was to raise funds, educate. Sound familiar, people that watch Stars in the House? Educate, entertain, uplift. And so we thought that the best person, just like Stars in the House, our first guest, was Kelly O'Hara.
She's always first for us. So we have the clip. We also haven't seen this.
We purposely, Joey, have not seen this since we actually were on stage with her. And I asked David to pull it without showing it to us so that we would.
I love it.
Yeah,
so
I don't remember what
this
it was
is like in the first moments of the concert at 3:00, 4 years and 2 days ago.
Okay, here we go. Let's watch
Kelly O'Hara.
Kelly's going to sum up what the theme of the show is and what we all are together. Ready?
Remember, this girl changed. When the sky is a bright canary yellow, I forget every cloud I've ever seen. So they call me a cockeyed optimist, immature and incurably green. I have heard people rant and rave and bellow that we're done and we might as well be dead. But I'm only a cockeyed optimist, and I can't get it into my head. I hear the human race is falling on its face and hasn't very far to go. But every whippoorwill is selling me a bill and telling me it just ain't so. We could say life is just a bowl of jello and appear more intelligent and smart, but we're stuck like a dope with a thing called hope, and we can't get it out of our hearts. Not our
Kelly O'Hara.
Thank you, Kelly.
It makes me flash back to your friend Deb, somebody who directed the TV the stream of it. Remember?
Deb Miller, who did amazing directing all the camera angles.
Who Seth knew from Rosie O'Donnell's show.
Yeah, and whose brother's Paul, who did the Carbonet show. I love that Kelly changed all those pronouns from I to we.
Yeah, it was I mean, that was actually Karen, our stage managing friend who did Unbroken Circle together, we were texting last week and this week, and just how it was a once in a lifetime experience being in the room with that for that day. There was just no other place that we all would have wanted to be.
Yeah, that really is true. Joey, who were the others? Do you remember? I'm going to put you on the spot. Because there were so many people to thank, and I know I'm going to forget them.
Yeah, so the big ones were Linda Marvel, the amazing Linda Marvel, who also did our Voices for the Voiceless concert.
Yes, of course, Linda.
Karen, Mel Morgan, Andrea's assistant and stage manager, and then we had. Her name was Alexis. Alexis, I'm so sorry I don't recall your name, but I do remember you lived in like Staten Island or something. I remember you having to wake up at the crack of dawn to get there.
We had a huge team of all volunteers.
Yeah, because we also had David Katz, we had Sarah Drebin, who always volunteered. We had Paul Cassidy on page turning. We had we had my amazing band. And it's funny I want to bring up the clip that you wanted to watch, Joey, which happened in LA. You mentioned Helen Reddy. First of all, you were born 40 years after Helen Reddy ever sang "I'm Woman." So why are you interested in that song?
Oh my God! Well, because of Disaster, it obviously has like the emotional relevance for us from Disaster, and I think it's kind of remarkable because it really, from my knowledge, was kind of the last major appearance she made before she passed away. And so when she did pass away, all of the photos they were using for Getty and everybody, all of the obituaries had her photo from our Step and Repeat for Concert for America.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was all the outfit. Yeah, I remember it was like a pink scarf, I think, that she wore or something. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so that was the photo that they ended up using to accompany all of her obituary and everything, because she was not a recluse, but she really didn't do a lot of public appearances in the recent years. Yeah,
well, now it's public knowledge that she was living in the motion picture home in Encino and that she had dementia. And it was the only time actually that we ever had. I don't believe we ever had a teleprompter except for Helen. And because
other time, but we won't out that person.
Okay, all right. So there you go. Now I know who you're talking about. But we had it for Helen because we're of course friends with her nephew Tony Sheldon, who we worked with Joey on My Play Art and Science.
Tony was one of the leads, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, right. And then he did Art and Science.
Yeah,
and actually he's from Australia.
And his aunt is Helen Reddy. And Tony put me in touch with Helen's son and daughter, and they were like, "We think we can make this happen, but she'll want her music director on stage with her that had been with her for years." And we were like, "Yes." And my friend Tiffany literally flew on her own dime to Los Angeles to drive to pick her up in Encino, and brought her. And for What the World Needs Now Is Love, I'll never forget it. I was standing right next to her, holding her hand. I'll start to cry, singing with her. And then she sang I'm Woman. She shared the dressing room with Chita in LA, because there's one star dressing room at Royce Hall. And how are you going to pick Chita or Helen Reddy? It's like, come on. You're both icons.
You're right next to her. You're right. My God.
I remember. So,
and they just said, can she use her music director, who was so sweet and didn't even do anything. Sweet. He basically just sat there just to kind of give her comfort.
Totally.
That, to give her support her.
That's right. And she had sung. I knew that she was, because I've never said this before, but I had talked to Tony when Tony came and saw Disaster at the Nederlander. I said, it'd be really amazing if your aunt would be able to come, because I Am Woman is, like you said, Joey, features so prominently in it. And that's when he told me that that she wasn't doing all that great at the time, and he didn't think she'd be traveling again. So it was in my mind. And then she sang I Am Woman at the Women's March exactly 4 years ago in LA. And so it was like, well, she sang in public just a few bars 4 months earlier. It's worth the shot. And sure enough, she did it.
So
it was awesome. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to show for you, Joe. We picked the clip just for you to relive the past. Here's Helen Reddy. I think it was her last public.
It ended up being her last time that she sang publicly. And boy, talk about a performance.
She sounds like Helen Reddy.
She sounds like Helen Reddy. That's, yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
I am woman, hear me roar in numbers too big to ignore. And I know too much to go back and pretend. 'Cause I've heard it all before, and I've been down there on the floor, and no one's ever gonna keep me down again. Oh yes, I'm wise, and it's wisdom born of pain. Ooh, yes, I paid the price, but look how much I gained. If I have to, I can do anything. I am strong, I am invincible, I am woman. You can bend but never break me, 'cause it only serves to make me more determined to achieve my final goal. And I'll come back even stronger, not a novice any longer, 'cause you've deepened the conviction in my soul. Oh yes, I'm wise, but it's wisdom born of pain. Oh yes, I paid the price, but look how much I gained. If I have to, I can do anything. I am strong, I am invincible, I am woman. I am woman, watch me grow, see me standing toe to toe, as I spread my loving arms across the land. But I'm still an embryo with a long, long way to go, until I make my brother understand. Oh yes, I'm wise, but it's wisdom born of pain. Ooh, yes, I paid the price, but look how much I gained. If I have to, I can face anything. I am strong, I am invincible, I am woman. I am woman. Oh, I am invincible, I am strong, I am woman. All right.
Helen Reddy, the original.
Thank you.
Come on.
Amazing. Seth, when you watch that, like, do you have to kind of pinch yourself that you got to play for her, like this voice that you grew up listening to?
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, because I had that album. I had the Greatest Hits album. It's weird. Same thing with Chita. It's weird. It's almost like it's two different people. It's like, wait, I'm here, but I'm all. Yeah, it's bizarre.
And it's one of those things, Joey, with the one night events, it's sort of like you're so in the mode of producing and making it all happen on time. And we were also doing a live stream and all these different factors and remembering everything. It's like you have to stop yourself to be in that moment.
Totally. Like, and I mean, as I watched that, I'm like, oh man, we were all frantically also setting up the after party, the donor event after, and like figuring out all of those other logistics that we were doing. Or like, great, somebody have to pack up so quick to go out the door so we don't have overtime and everything. So it's great. Yeah, it is like, those are the moments where you just like sit and you're present with it, and you just kind of, it's a transcendent experience.
Well, 4 years later, I could be more present. You know what I mean? Like, now I can appreciate it. Then I think I was like, I'm playing the wrong chords.
Joey, hang out backstage if you want. We're going to bring on Bebe Neuwirth because she was there at our first concert, as you well know.
Yeah,
and, we're going to bring her on. So hang out backstage if you want, and we'll bring you up whenever. Okay.
All right. Bye, Joey. See you soon.
All right. As I said, at our very first concert for America, one of our pals who came on and joined us is, as you know very well from Stars in the House, Ms. Bebe Neuwirth. Hi, Bebe.
Hi.
Hi,
That was so wonderful. Oh my God. I was singing along to Helen Reddy. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Wasn't that incredible?
Yeah, that was really wonderful. I loved how I didn't know that she had any kind of debilitation of any kind, and she was just completely present, completely a star, owning the stage, singing her song, and just performing it. It's so beautiful, very moving how art heals us, and lets us know who we are, and that was beautiful.
Oh, that's so well put. I agree.
I
And
love
her acting. You're just watching her acting choices. I was like, my God, she's really acting.
Yeah.
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 Bebe, when we asked you to do the Concert for America on January 20th, of course, we were all still figuring out what it was. Go ahead.
Like you, I was like, oh, good, I have something to do today, because that was tough.
And I remember you saying, can I recite if I'm remembering correctly, you said, can I recite a poem? Is that right?
I didn't recite a poem, although I might have thought of that, but I thought, oh, I know what it was. I knew that I couldn't come up with the words to express the feelings of what that day was, what we were going to be moving into for the next 4 years or however long it was going to be. I knew that I just couldn't, I'm just not eloquent. I just couldn't, I couldn't write anything. So I thought, let me look at some things that really smart people have said. So I gathered a bunch of quotes, and I read some words from some really eloquent, brilliant people that I felt were right for the moment.
And they were positive, and if I remember correctly, love was spoken a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not vengeance. We're gonna. Are we gonna show it? We even have it.
I don't know if it.
I
we were
felt
such
like
in a frantic.
Yes, we have it.
Oh, great!
We haven't seen it since the
seen
concert.
this so we have it right here.
I've never seen it. And
Okay.
then Ben was on like right after me or something. That was really fun.
Oh, right.
That's right.
God, what a day. Okay, here was a lot of Fosse that day. Here we go. A 1, 2, 3. Bebe.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Tony Award winner and 2-time Emmy Award winner, Bebe Neuwirth.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, James and Seth, for putting together this amazing afternoon. And I just also, because I don't think we've done so yet, this band
Oh, yes.
is spectacular.
It's Perry Cavari on drums, Jim Hirschman on guitar, Marianne McSweeney on bass, all working for free. Yes.
Amazing. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. I am so grateful to be here now in our town hall, our magnificent, beautiful town hall that is filled with love. I was asked to speak to you today, but I find that on this very complicated, confusing, and emotionally challenging day, I am at a loss for words. So I offer you instead just a few words from the wise. These are from those who were and are wise of mind and wise of heart, in hopes that they will bring us all some comfort and inspiration. Albert Einstein said, "Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow." He also said, "Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding." Maya Angelou said, "Have enough courage to trust love one more time, and always one more time." Lin-Manuel Miranda said, and I think we should all say this together, love is 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 love. Simone de Beauvoir said, one's life has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others by means of love, friendship, indignation, and compassion. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. And now, it is my honor to introduce to you Ben Vereen, a wise man indeed.
Oh my gosh, Bebe, the choices you made are incredible. And my God, how resonant and words that we would need for the next 4 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Those were some smart people saying. I was so nervous doing it,
Together.
What's
yeah.
that?
You kept it together,
I was so nervous. I was very, very nervous. That was a day. That was quite a day.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
was.
Isn't it nice that it's over? like that day is over and like we can look back on it.
Yeah, and now I have two very wise words for now. Amanda Gorman.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
We'll be quoting her.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my goodness.
I just heard on NPR that their Barbie is contacting her to see if they can make a doll out of her. Isn't that amazing?
That is
Yeah. Yeah. I watched her on Anderson Cooper the other day, and Anderson Cooper's like, well, you're just amazing.
Stammering.
Yeah.
All right, Bebe. Thank you so much for dropping by.
And you're going to be back.
And you're going to be back in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I was just thinking, when the show started and you have all the technical stuff going on, like you guys are like Burns and Allen. So,
that's us.
Yeah.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. This is a beautiful show.
Thank you, Bebe. Thanks for showing up. Beautiful speech.
We'll see you soon.
That was so nice.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Like we said, we supported 5 organizations, and one of them is, we knew we had to have at least one of them here today, because that's what Concert for America was. It was like song, talk, song, talk. And so we have the head of the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, who we couldn't remember how many times she joined us. She joined us in Los Angeles.
Well, we always benefited, but she
that's
herself personally joined us many times.
Because we'd always have someone in each city. When we were in Seattle or in Hartford, Connecticut, or San Francisco, we would have someone who lived in that Chicago. We had someone who lived in that area.
Tell their story, their personal story.
Who was there for that organization. But we were always happy when the heads of these organizations would come and join us. And so today we're going to have Ruth Glenn. Ruth. Hi, Ruth.
Hi, my friends. I'm so glad to see the two of you.
Oh, it's so good to see you again.
I know. It's been too long, but you guys are doing amazing stuff. And you don't know it, but whenever I can, I do watch.
You do?
I do. Every once in a while, when I find time to breathe,
Yes.
I
was
get
gonna say,
a
how do you
glass
have
of wine and watch you all.
Ruth, well, first off, thank you very much. Second, are you the president or executive director? What's your title at National Coalition Against Domestic Violence?
Chief Executive Officer. I believe I was executive director I was. I have been promoted.
That just means a lot more work.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are saying that since the pandemic, things have gotten worse.
Right.
They
So,
have.
But hold on, James.
Before that, I'm sorry. Yeah, but for Ruth, because we do want to know what's been going on since the pandemic started. But could you tell everyone the way you would in the concerts?
Right,
explain to everyone
course.
what the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence is.
Absolutely. The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence has been in existence for 40 years. Our only focus is being the voice of victims and survivors of domestic violence. And we have three arms of the organization to ensure that we're not only the voice, but that we provide support and anything else that we can, particularly to advocates who are providing those services to survivors of domestic violence. But the three legs are policy. We want to make sure, which has been a challenge the last 4 years, as you can imagine. But we want to make sure any policy that comes out of the administration does not cause any due harm or anything like that for survivors and victims of domestic violence. Then we do projects, which we operate in intervention and prevention. And whoever wants to do a project that can assist, we're on board. And then we have programs, of course, but particularly the programs are what really assist the advocates to continue to get the information, education, and resources that they need so they can best serve victims and survivors of domestic violence. And then, of course, we have our annual conference that serves the same. I do want to make a remark that we are the only national organization that does not receive government funding to do our work. We are powered by folks like you who really want to do something for victims and survivors, and making sure that we provide them the best that we can.
I want to put your website up. David will type it in. What is it? It's ncadv.org?
You are good.
So, David, if you can put that up. I still remember, ncadv.org. And
now stop asking your question.
Yeah, so since the pandemic, I heard that,
Yeah.
sadly, you're needed even more. Why is that? Being in the confined spaces just brings out...
Right. So there's a couple of things. So certainly 4 years ago, we knew that we were going to be facing challenges on the policy side. And just when we felt like as a national organization that we had some control or we're at least managing that, then, the pandemic comes around the corner. I got to tell you, February through April, even May, was very frightening for all of the community-based programs that we support with our work, because they were faced with, what do we do now? And then survivors, of course, you are absolutely correct. They're now faced with being in such close proximity to those that cause them harm. And we have seen numbers go up in our communities and across the nation, but I want to be very clear. Those are only the victims and survivors that are able to report, because the close proximity also can be very dangerous in survivors who may want to report.
Right.
So I guarantee you that we will see much. I hope we don't, because that would just be a horrible thing. But I'm willing to bet that once the pandemic has subsided and we've gotten, our vaccines out and that kind of thing, that we'll see a much higher number, because now they'll be able and feel safe to report.
You're not just a honcho at NCDV. You're also a head honcho. But I know that you've told you're also a survivor. So, and you got out. So if anyone is listening that is dealing with any kind of abuse, do you have any advice for someone that may be involved in an abusive relationship?
Yes. So I'm going to take a little liberty and say that it's not an abusive relationship. They're in a relationship with somebody that abuses them. We never want to make it a mutual thing, because it's not.
Right.
Somebody's hurting them. So what I always say is, you are the best indication of whether you're safe or not. Never make a move until you know that you can do it with safety, or that you're willing to figure out how to do that. The other thing is, during the pandemic, we want victims and survivors to know that we will make sure that you get a service, because survivors have also been afraid to reach out. What if I do end up in a program or a shelter and we're in the middle of a pandemic? We will find they we will find a way to make sure you get that service. So please don't let that be one of the barriers, but do make sure that you've done your own assessment to make sure that you're as safe as possible. And there are services for you. You can call the national hotline, and then certainly reach out to us for service resources and referral.
All right. And you know, it's safe in terms of like clear your history in case you don't want someone in your house, you know, seeing that you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Make sure all of the websites that are providing domestic violence information, they all have an escape button. Almost every last one of them. So it erases everything and it pops up a new screen and all of that. So anything that we do in this field, we do with survivors in mind, and certainly from a survivor-centric place.
And if you know someone in a relationship that's unhealthy, they can reach out to you also to ask for advice, right?
That's right. We have a friends and families fact sheet, a guide on our website, and it's really helpful because we don't want friends and family to say, just leave. We want them to reach out and say, I know something's happening for you. And when you're ready to talk or you're ready to leave or whatever it is, I have everything available that I can think of to give to you. I'm not going to give it to you now because it may not be safe. So that's really helpful. You know, having a friend or family having the 1-800 number or the number to their local community domestic violence program or our website or whatever it might be so that they can provide that to the victim.
Oh, Ruth, thank you so much for all the information. At some point, where maybe now that 2021 is over, we can focus on doing a Stars in the House. It's dedicated to National Coalition Against Domestic Violence.
Yeah,
we know that the need is going to continue at a high level, sadly, especially during the pandemic.
Absolutely.
So we want you back, and let's make it work.
I think I'll be back. I was there in person 3 times, and I will make something happen.
Excellent.
Thank you, Ruth.
All right,
see you next time.
Awesome.
Bye. How sweet. It's so nice seeing her again.
All right. Let's bring on our pal, Dr. John LaPook, the chief medical correspondent for CBS News. And actually, John, bring you on. Hi.
Okay,
Seth's it's just you and me. He has another important phone call, another inauguration. I don't know what's
you and me.
Have you heard Ruth talk about domestic violence? Have you as a doctor, what are you seeing and hearing during the pandemic? Because it's an issue we really haven't talked about on here.
Yeah, I loved that you gave her so much time and that you elevate things like the issues like that to a position where they should. It's hidden. You know, I have to say in my own internal medicine practice, I haven't seen a lot of it. That doesn't mean that it's not happening without me knowing it. Right. But I was thinking as she was talking, in fact, I emailed my producer at CBS Evening News to say, let's contact her and think about doing a segment. Because I think that's, it's that kind of issue. People don't understand all the ramifications that a pandemic has.
Right.
The ACEs, the adverse childhood events that a generation of kids are going to have. The domestic violence and abuse that's going on, drug abuse, increase in suicide, all sorts of PTSD issues. We're going to be dealing with these for years and years and years.
Yes.
The hangover from a pandemic.
John, you sent in a clip. I haven't seen it yet, but you want to?
I was told this was a clip joint, and so I told him to just send it up. No. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. But for every one that I say, I kill like 99 of them in my head, just so you know.
Wow. All right.
There is a film.
I'm sure Kate Lear is very thankful for that.
Yes. Helen Reddy, there was so many Helen Reddy and women who are strong. I'm going to give the little backup to this, the little behind the scenes. So I found out this morning that tonight, Nora O'Donnell, our anchor, wanted to talk about masks and about this new variant strain, but I was going to get 1 minute and 15 seconds of a 22-minute broadcast. So that's 75 seconds. Give it to me all. What goes into that? I spent hours on this today. I spoke to Lindsay Marr, who's a wonderful scientist, an aerosol expert at Virginia Tech. I actually spoke to Tony. Tony Fauci happened to call me, so I asked him about it.
Today?
today. We spoke to
Wow.
the BBC.
I can't believe I know you.
Oh, I can't believe I know you. Because, I told him yesterday, I said, at this conference yesterday, you looked giddy. I mean, he did. He looked like the weight of the world.
Yes.
I know him very well, and he looked 10 years younger to me. And the whole idea that now he feels, he doesn't have to watch his words in terms of what's going to be the reaction. It's just tell the truth.
Yes.
What a weight off his shoulder. Just, but he always told the truth, but it was with,
I know what you mean.
How do I say this in a way? Anyway, so we worked on this. I did.
But wait a minute. What did Tony say?
Tony said,
Dr. Fauci say?
I went over this this piece that you're going to see.
Oh, okay.
He was good with it.
Okay.
The CDC was good with it. So it's not like I just come up with it and say, oh, well, let me just say a few things. And then at 6:00, we did a rehearsal at the broadcast center. I actually went in today, so I had to get a COVID test, even though I had had the vaccine. I was negative. I'm sitting there. And Nora O'Donnell, God bless her, she's not just reading stuff. She's in this. She is with us. She is in the trenches. And she said, no, this would be better. Why don't we get, and she was right. And Jay Shaler, our executive producer, added his little pieces, and Amy Birnbaum, my producer, and Michael Ray, the other producer. I mean, so when you see 75 seconds of this, it represents so much work. So I just wanted to give you a little behind the scenes. And then this was just on a couple hours ago.
Okay, David, hit it.
For more now on how to protect ourselves, we turn to CBS News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. John LaPook. Dr. LaPook, wow, these new variants, we're hearing they're more contagious, they could be more deadly, and the CDC has some new guidance about wearing masks with 2 or more layers. So the question, do we need to wear 2 masks?
Nora, the science is now clear that masks help reduce spread, and the idea is more layers give more protection. So 2 or 3 layers is better than 1. And the idea is to create a kind of obstacle course that helps block the virus. Now, those layers can be in a single mask or you can double mask. The fit is so very important. So, for example, you can wear a surgical mask with a tighter fitting cloth mask over it, or there are masks that have a pocket in the middle of 2 layers of fabric, and you can put a filter in that pocket. Right now, the emergence of these new variants that Mola talked about makes it so important to try to up our game when it comes to mask wearing.
All right, double masking. Also this, are the current prevention measures going to be enough given what we know about these new, more transmissible variants?
Masks help, but they shouldn't give people a false sense of security. And now we've got vaccination finally. And Nora, for me, these new variants make it even more important for us to get as many people vaccinated as quickly as possible. The metronome just picked up pace, so we can get this pandemic under control before these variants spread even further and become more of a problem.
Such important information, Dr. John LaPook. Thank you.
And Nora and I did not talk this morning about wearing purple. That just happened.
First of all, metronome. I love that you name dropped a musical term. Bravo. Second of all, you've been telling us to wear layered masks for 1,000 months. I love that the CDC is like, you know what? I guess you should.
Yeah.
People need to watch this show ASAP.
Really, you could go back, because a lot of the times I said things here, as you know, before they aired on the evening news. And sometimes I said things and it didn't make it to the evening news because, there wasn't enough space. But I wanted to give everybody a glimpse of really what goes into. That was 75 seconds.
Wow.
And when you think of all the work that went on, I'm really, I'm in awe of the team that's at the CBS evening, at CBS News. I really am. They take it so seriously, especially in a year like we've had, to be a source of truth, of facts, and sweating the details and crossing every T and dotting every I. So there we go. That's sort of a little behind the scenes for me.
So glad. Well, thank you, John. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. For Chita Rivera's birthday celebration.
Yes.
Feliz cumpleaños, Chita.
Sí, feliz cumpleaños. All right, see you tomorrow.
And
Adios.
Speaking of Chita Rivera, we have someone who and I guess knows her.
Yeah, she calls her Mama. Please welcome Miss Lisa Mordente.
Lisa.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. You look so cute.
I do?
Always, Mama this.
Well, Lisa, we there was no way we could do a Concert for America retrospective. Well, your mom's going to be on tomorrow, so we'll talk to her tomorrow. We'll talk to her about it. But you were our director for, I don't know, like 5, 6? I don't remember how many.
You were constantly
5
there.
or 6? What? I'm sorry.
Like 5 or 6 of the Concerts for America you directed / staged them.
Yeah,
I think so.
It was
5?
something like, because directing twice, maybe, or 3 times, and then maybe 1 or 2 singing, just singing.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. That was fun. That was just.
But the challenging part, of course, was what?
The mics.
Not since the Democratic National Convention.
Oh my God, that was crazy. In between each line, having to get the mic and get the mic, because then someone would get, into their couple of lines of singing, and they'd be in it, and then for 2 seconds they'd forget, oh, I got to pass. So all of a sudden it's like, and
exactly.
That was James. That was so funny, but we worked it, didn't we?
Yeah, and
it worked out.
And I was so relieved when you were like, "I'll do it." And I'm like, "Oh, good." I don't
because
I
people
was
don't
doing
know.
that on top. Go ahead.
It was the song "What the World Needs Now Is Love," and like every 3 bars was another solo. And when we done it at the DNC, all I can say is that someone tweeted afterwards, "What the world needs now is more microphones." So we knew that we knew there were comments about the craziness. So we're like, Lisa, save us when we do Concert for America. And we were very thankful that you, well, we actually have the clip. I haven't watched this either, but it has all the mic passes.
Yeah.
Right?
So because
oh God. Okay.
Wait a minute. For the first one in January, you sang it. Was it Drew and Brenda who directed it?
No, you directed it and you were in it.
But for the very first one, did you?
You directed the first one. Because you were in it.
I think I directed. Did I?
I think it was.
I know we did.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. This is where we bring on Joey. Joey, you're going to be our memory.
Joey, Monda.
Joey, help us out here.
James's memory is correct.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wait, Drew and Brenda? No, Drew and Brenda did Voice for the Voiceless. They didn't do Concert for America.
And that's why they did number 1.
Drew and Brenda were at Concert for America?
I think so. I think
Hold on.
Watch this.
Guess what? No, we're going to bring on Margie. Are you ready?
Margie wasn't there at the first one.
Margie, hold on.
Margie was not there at the first one.
Margie, you weren't at the
Margie wasn't.
We were in LA for the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, you're coming on later.
Who has the good memory? Who's always known as the good person? Okay, I'm calling Brenda Braxton.
Okay.
I'm literally going to pull up the contact sheet myself.
Okay, I'm calling Brenda Braxton.
But in the meantime, Lisa, we're going to show up to, because it was so cute, you and Sharon Glass. For the very first one. Remember when you two shared the mic? It was so sweet.
Hold on, don't
you? That's right. Oh, that was so fun.
We're doing StarsInTheHouse right now.
Okay, put her on speaker. Put her on speaker.
So Brenda.
Is that
okay? You're right. No,
Brenda.
It's Brenda Braxton. So we're having a fight because James thinks you directed the first Concert for America, but I remember you directing Voices for the Voiceless. Did you direct Concert for America also?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I know I did 2 of them, so. I can't even remember which ones.
No, you did Voices for the Voiceless. You did not do Concert for America. There's a difference.
Well, I want you to bring your voice down an octave.
Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, okay. You leave the room. We're going to show the beginning. All right, Joey, you find that contact sheet. And you
find the contact sheet.
And by the way, Joey, if you find the contact sheet and I'm right and you're right, what you do is you're going to email it to David. And David is going to put it on the screen big, but he'll block out the numbers.
I stand by my memory.
And meanwhile, we're going to show this. All right, this is how, right after Kelly O'Hara sang, we opened the show with What the World Needs Now Is Love. So I'm going to play it right now. This is not, I don't believe, and Lisa doesn't believe that she staged this, but she's in it.
This is Lisa staging.
It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Lord, we don't need another mountain.
There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb.
There are oceans and rivers
enough to cross.
enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
It's the only thing that there's just too little of.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow.
There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow.
There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Listen, Lord, if you wanna know. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Oh, it's the only thing that there's just too little of.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
No, not just for some,
but for
what the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. 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 The world needs now is love, sweet love.
Oh my God.
It was so cute, you and
That
Sharon.
was hard.
It was hard.
Sharon.
It was hard for you to
I love
stage.
working with her.
Joey, any information?
He's sticking to it.
I'm still trying to find it. But I will say I'm not showing any emails in my inbox between me and Lisa until Chicago.
All right. You know
Chicago.
The musical?
Yeah. That one definitely.
Yeah, and
when we just saw it.
I know that one for sure. I remember that one for sure. But I'm not. I'm pleading the fifth on this. I cannot remember at all.
So here's what we're gonna do.
Crazy.
Lisa, Seth sent you donations.
And
You're
what
gonna
was
read
the-
the donations, and I'm gonna look it
Well,
up,
what?
Joey.
Yeah, look at your phone. I sent you donations to read out loud. We forgot to announce
Yes, go ahead, Seth.
we're raising money for the Actors Fund, and but people remembered. We completely forgot. You can donate at StarsInTheHouse.com. You're going to get a receipt. Forward your receipt to donations@StarsInTheHouse.com, and then we'll send it out to all the various people that are coming on for the rest of the show to read out loud. So, Lisa, would you read the donations I just texted you?
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Checking.
It says, thanks for bringing so much joy to so many. Sherry in Oregon, $32.
Thank you, Cher.
$50 from David.
Thank you,
And
David.
now it says, Seth and James, thank you so much for all you have done and are doing for the theater community. We really appreciate you. Exclamations. This is my monthly contribution. Hopefully this plague will end soon. Love to you both. Stephanie, $100. Wow. That's
Thank you,
awesome.
Stephanie. That's so nice. So, Lisa, are we going to see you
Stephanie
tomorrow
with a
lurking? I know, I saw that. Are we going to see you tomorrow lurking in back of the birthday girl? Are you going to be around?
Oh, of course. I
Okay,
will
good.
definitely lurk. I will lurk for you.
Thank you. Yes, James?
So
I
here's
love
the
you
thing.
guys.
Oh,
Hold
I
on,
love
don't
you.
go
Oh,
yet.
Lisa. So it turns out I think all of us may be right, because I'm looking at emails between me and Lisa, and she was there for the solo or the duet with Sharon, but I don't see any emails with Drew and Brenda, but I don't see Lisa directing that one. And I agree with Lisa.
No,
that's
she
not
wasn't
till March.
directing. I think we were there and we said we need someone to stage this number. Lisa, would you help? But Drew and Brenda were nowhere. They were at the Republican National Convention that day. They were not. They were not there.
You know what? If nothing else, it was worth it for that joke.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, guys. I love you. Just a little comedy, Joey.
But Joey, if you find it, you send it. I'll put it on.
Text you and we'll
put it on in the middle of Cheetah's birthday celebration tomorrow.
Great.
Okay?
I stand by.
Yeah, I definitely remember the two of them doing at the Hirschfeld.
Yeah, voices for the voiceless.
Voices for the voiceless.
Oh no, she's calling me back.
Oh no,
shit.
Brenda. It's Brenda. Hold on. Put her on speaker.
Wait, I'm putting you on speaker.
Oh no.
Hello?
I was there that day because I remember Rosie Perez gave me a lipstick that was in the gift bag. I remember that. I have a picture of me, Rosie Perez, and Stephanie Mills.
You just ruined it.
Brenda.
No way. Stephanie Mills and Rosie Perez were both at Voices for the Voiceless. Now what?
That's true. They were.
both.
That doesn't clarify anything.
No. Brenda, you might be busted here. And if you
Is the connection bad suddenly, Brenda? Hello?
I'm sorry. What?
Hi. Gotta go.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was and we had the same. It was definitely the same group of people for that same group of people definitely did number one for us too. So
It's like Brenda
we
saying,
might
I
all be
remember
right.
you. Isn't it saying, Seth, you were wearing a jacket with jeans? Right. Every concert I've ever given, I've worn the same stupid outfit. Like, it's not helping. All right, Brenda, leave my number. Okay, who's
look,
next?
The reality is, in the end, when you're putting these things together, it's whoever is around to help. That's the bottom line.
That's exactly what it is. It's like who can be here the fastest and can do the job the quickest. Absolutely.
100%.
Exactly.
And by the way, those of you who love Brenda, she is going to be guest hosting.
That's right. Next week. Oh, I can announce right now, Joey. We're this is going to be our first full week, quote unquote, off.
We're not really off. We're going to be here
We're gonna be
in our
home.
house cleaning.
And we're going to be doing about 20 other things, but it won't be Stars in the House. So we have on Tuesday, we have Nina West hosting.
Nina West from RuPaul's Drag Race.
We have Wednesday, we have Christine Petty.
Christine Petty, Forbidden Broadway.
Thursday, we have Jack Plotnick.
Jack Plotnick to upstage me.
We have Friday, it was just Liz Calloway.
Liz Calloway.
And Saturday night, Brenda
Braxton.
And I think she's got that thing all planned out.
She's so ready.
It is set.
Oh,
so
one of our wonderful volunteers, Sarah Drebin. I don't remember Brenda being a Concert for America. Thank you, Sarah. We'll talk privately. Wait, who directed? Nobody cares. It is true. That's our relationship. It's like it's not that interesting.
Our arguments are never on anything that's of substance.
God,
They're
it's
always
so
on the most
boring.
mundane things that my mom will look at us and say, "Really?"
She'll be like, "All right, y'all, stop arguing right now," because it's always about the most moronic.
That is true. Well, I guess that's the good news.
Oh,
we
brother.
argue over dumb things.
Okay, who the hell's next?
Well, actually,
Maria and Jonah.
Well, hold on. Let's bring on, since there's a little bit.
Oh my God!
Oh,
I just got a text from Brenda Braxton.
Hold on, Sarah. Tell Sarah she's dead to me. Okay. Oh, great. Now,
Oh, and I
Seth, we're
just
gonna
ruined
be
the
blurry
camera
the entire time.
No, we're back. We're back. Brenda, you're hilarious.
All right,
Sarah, thank you.
Joey, let's bring on. Hey, Pablo, are you all right staying on for a little bit, and you come on in about 5 minutes? Are you okay? I see you down there. There's no reaction. You're
Yes,
good.
thumbs
Okay.
up.
So, because we have to bring on, because there was overlap, because Joey, you were with us through June, right, in San Francisco.
Yep.
You and Frankie. And then Maria DiDia took over really in
For
July.
Seattle
I was
in
on
July.
my own because, but July was in Seattle. It was on my birthday, which I'm going to show that clip because that was really, can't beat having Melissa Manchester and Maureen McGovern singing to you on your birthday. But you and Frankie had done a lot of the work preparing for that because I think it was literally like 10 days days later that we did Concert for America in San Francisco and then Seattle. And I think
Well, it was San Francisco, 10 days later Seattle, and the next day was our Broadway cruise.
Oh, right.
So it was crazy town.
That was pretty crazy. Can you hear me, Joey? Because your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sorry, I cut out there for a sec.
That's okay. So, but Margie and Jonah joined us before then, and of course, you know them from Disaster Off-Broadway. So I'm going to bring on good pals of yours and ours, Jonah, Verdon, and Margie Verdon.
Hey!
Oh my God!
Jonah, I can't tell if that's your pandemic hair or because you go to Oberlin, that's your new hair. Which one?
Yes, it happened during the pandemic, and I figured, well, maybe I'll have some clout when I show up to Oberlin with my luscious locks.
I was like, do you want a haircut before you go back? He goes, no.
No. Oh my God. I want to be one of the popular kids with the long hair.
Totally.
And by the way, Joey, I Am Woman all comes around full circle right here. With
Jonah was our Helen Reddy in Disaster, and he's got the red hair to prove it.
So, Joey, since you were at the first Concert for America and Margie was not, when did we drag Margie into the whole thing? Number 2?
It was the second.
The second one was in New York again, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was the second one.
That wasn't Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow was in April.
Oh, February was
Keala Settle.
Keala.
Yeah.
Will Chase.
Like Joanne and Nora Shell.
Oh yeah. Did Adrian Warren sing in that one?
No,
Adrian Warren, yeah, almost there. Right?
I think Adrian Warren was in April. Was in with
the one with Barry Manilow.
Oh yeah.
Right. All I know is that Margie basically had access to a private plane. Basically, was just flying to any city we were in. Margie was like, "I'm here."
How did we get Margie involved? How did we con her into helping us?
I just showed up.
Margie was always game, and thank God she was always like in the most desperate moment when you're just like about to shut down. You turn around and she's miraculously there, and you're like, "Oh my God, thank God."
I'm a shapeshifter.
It's true. It's true. I have experienced it firsthand.
Yeah, and that was. I think we also had that was Will Chase and Ingrid Michaelson. Was the February one?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
I think they were some of our heavy hitters in that one.
You know what, Margie and Jonah, I should have asked you ahead of time. Did you have out of the concerts that you volunteered with? Did you have a highlight? And just keep in mind that Jessie Mueller just came backstage, so she's listening to every word you're saying.
Well, yes, I do. I remember.
Besides Jessie, it's not fair. So besides Jessie, because of course you love her.
Well, I was thinking about it beforehand. It actually does involve Jessie because I remember. I can't remember. It might have been Montana. That we got to sing backup for Jessie, Lilius, and Keala.
No,
doing Natural Woman.
That was Atlanta.
Wait, it was Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was Atlanta, and I came out with this gold lipstick, which was very fun. It was very me at the time.
It was very Jonah 2017.
Yeah, fashion choices.
Yes.
Yeah, no, but that was incredible.
That was really great. That was really fun. Okay, well, actually, we're going to show that a little bit. We're going to show that a little bit later. So I'm going to bring on. So you hang out. Are you all right hanging out for a little bit?
Yeah.
Margie and Jonah. Okay.
Yeah.
Joey, stand by. If you're okay, standing by backstage. Okay. So we're going to bring on our pal who we met in Los Angeles, Juan Pablo Espinosa. Hi, Pablo. How you doing? Uh-oh. Hold on. You're on mute. I know. It's the dreaded word of 2020 and 2021.
There we go. Hey, technology.
Yes.
How are you guys?
We're good. Seth's taking care of the dog. Something we didn't have to worry. Here he is. Are we talking to Brenda Brax?
There he is. How you doing?
Okay. We came in touch because
the manager was so nice.
He's your manager or publicist, right?
At the time, yes, my publicist, and I was just getting here in LA, and then I get this wonderful invitation to be in Concerts for America, which I always thought I was being punked because it literally huge Broadway fan all my life. I had just done Chicago, the musical in Columbia. So all of a sudden, I get this email like, would you be interested in attending Concert for America? I was like, yes. And then it's
I
like,
didn't even know that.
and it was like, would you like to maybe introduce Chita Rivera? I'm like, okay, I've died and gone to heaven. And then later, would you like to sing on stage? I was like, okay, I'm dying. Like literally, like this is my last like wish. and then it was just so surreal. And you guys like make so many dreams come true, especially like bringing us all together, multiculturalism too, like on stage, which for many fans like me who grew up adoring Broadway and now having this political cost to integrate it, it all literally was so powerful. It still is. I was watching the footages, like the footage from other productions, and I still get goosebumps, you know, like it's beautiful. So still very, very, very alive in here.
Well, we actually have the clip when you were with F2, but we're going to show this one in Los Angeles. So I guess literally probably maybe an hour before this. I mean, it was really like short, right? Because I think was the last sound check that day in LA, and then we all ran What the World Needs Now Is Love together, and then you were on stage with her.
What were you feeling?
Yeah.
Well, but what's crazy too is that like the week before, I had just auditioned to be in a film with Catherine Zeta-Jones. So I was like, oh my God, I'm a huge Velma Kelly fan. And then you're like, no, you're meeting the original Velma Kelly. And I was like, again, I'm telling you. And then I just got to do this movie with Bianca Marroquin. So I'm like, the Roxy. And I just saw Bebe Neuwirth. So I'm like, I mean, come on. I'm still pinching myself. But yeah, literally minutes before that, I'm like the Chita Rivera, which I think also the year before I had, or earlier, I had just seen in The Visit. And I stayed at the stage door to just be like, say all these incredible things too. As a Latin American actor, to see how many doors she's literally opened for all of us, with such dignity, with such love, with such generosity. And then you guys are like, yeah, you're about to meet her and you're going to be singing with her on stage. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what am I supposed to live to this standard? What if I'm still choking thinking of that moment, but surreal and beautiful. And I owe it all to you guys. So thank you.
Juan Pablo.
Oh, come on.
Let's show it. We haven't seen it since
like, mind you,
in May 27th. Yeah, it's been a long 4 years.
Pandemic.
Okay, yeah, right.
I'm honored to be here tonight, as you can tell. I'm a huge theater fan, and when I got this invitation tonight, I was thrilled to know that one person in particular was going to be here tonight. And it's this wonderful woman who has opened millions and millions of doors for all Hispanic and Latin actors. So I was thrilled when I got this invitation because I had just seen her in The Visit in New York. And I got to tell her this at the stage door, how she has influenced all of us, opening doors and bringing down boundaries for all performers.
You waited at the stage door to tell her that?
Oh, yes.
Have you ever performed with her on stage?
No. Not after tonight. I was thrilled to be in the opening number next to her, but she's such an inspiration. I think everybody in this room agrees that she stands for everything we believe in, and I'm just thrilled and honored, really, to be here. So,
lock eyes with me, and
you scare me.
a little surprised.
Two-time Tony Award winner.
Love you.
Chita Rivera.
I mean, come on. That's so surreal still. I mean, I almost got goosed by Chita.
Exactly.
Right?
But then a year later, when we did Concert for America, when we were going through everything with Children in Cages, which now is beginning to become hopefully fixed or taken care of in positive ways. We we decided to do one at Cooper Union that Margie and Maria DiDia, who's going to come out soon, helped us put together along with our other friends. And I think, did I just tell you, like, were we emailing or what? And I said that Chita was doing it.
The next thing we knew, you were on a plane, right?
Like, you were on a plane.
It was so funny too. Like literally, I was in New York for a callback, and I had just flown back to LA, and then you guys were like, "Oh, we're doing this. Any chance you're in New York?" I was like, "I just left, literally like 24 hours," and they're like, "Oh, well, we're doing this." I'm like, "I'm getting on a plane right now. If if I can be part of this in any way we can," especially like you just said, in such a political time, which still. I don't know about you guys. It just feels like the spell has been broken a little bit. Like it literally feels like I was watching everybody talk also, like even Dr. Fauci having a different face. I feel like we all feel that collectively. But at the time, I think one of the most beautiful things that happened is that it brought all these spaces for us to get together and really connect and have hope and bring attention to these things that a lot of people were not even aware of or thought were fake news. And so it was very, very powerful. I had to be part of it, and it was so much fun again. It's so surreal. Like here I am sitting watching this footage, and I'm thinking, especially from the one in New York, I remember being backstage, and you're like, okay, so Idina Menzel is gonna sing, and right after Idina Menzel sings, you come in, and then Audra, and it's gonna do. I'm like, what the hell's going? Like this is insane. The beautiful things that you guys create and the energy of all these incredible and talented people. And Chita, again, it's all about Chita for me. So it's
okay. Well, this time we're going to show the whole thing because
you got to play Rosalia to her.
Rosalia, and thank God that I was eyeing you, Seth, the whole time. I'm like, you give me a little wink or something for me to come in because I was like,
I just sang along with
you. Something. Oh fuck! Sorry.
It's all good.
Here we go.
Chita! Chita Rivera, people. Standing ovation in the front row. Chita, what is your full amazing name?
What is my amazing name?
Your full name.
Okay, my full name. Okay, and I want you to repeat it after me, okay? Dolores. Conchita. Figueroa. Del Rivero. Montestuco. Florentino. Del Fluente. Now all together.
Forget. Okay, so I know that your family is from Puerto Rico, but I know that. But I also know where you live, and I know what you think about this place. What do you think, Chita?
I like the island, Manhattan. Smoke on your pipe and put that in. I like to be in America. Okay, by me in America. Everything free in America. For a small fee in America. It's not free.
I like the city of San Juan.
I know a boat you can get on.
Hundreds of flowers in bloom.
Hundreds of people in each room. Automobile in America. Chromium steel in America. Wire smoke wheel in America. Very big deal in America.
I'll bring a TV to San Juan.
You let me sing the song by my
I'll give them new washing machine.
What have they got there to keep clean? Immigrant goes to America. Many hellos in America. Nobody knows in America. Puerto Rico's in America.
Pablo. Gracias.
Okay. Better feeling, Pablo, than having Chita Rivera hold your hand and take a bow. Come on.
It's insane. I'm looking at it. I'm getting teary-eyed, but I'm also thinking like how important, again, that we all come together. It's like Latin American performers, everybody. It doesn't matter where we come from, where we are, like to have those moments, to bring all this attention to where we have, like, again, I'm on cloud 9.
You're so sweet. I miss seeing you in LA. We used to have our game nights out there.
Yes. Well, we will hopefully.
We will again.
We're doing them online now, so we'll invite you. We'll do it online.
You should come and join us.
Yeah, that sounds so much fun. And again, it's again, thank you for one of the most beautiful opportunities to be on with all my idols. And I know Jessie's coming up soon, so a shout out. Brilliant. I mean, hello. She's just insane, and everybody here. So anyway.
Pablo, she's such a Broadway fan. All right, Pablo, you'll be back. Thanks. Great to see you.
I love you guys. Thank you again for everything you guys do. Ciao.
Bye, Pablo. Such a sweet guy, man.
So as we were, go ahead, Seth.
Let's bring in our GM, our Grand Madam.
Yeah,
Grand Madame.
As we said, Joey was with us for the first 6 Concerts for America. The one for July, we were kind of on our own. We were about to do our cruise.
Yeah.
And it was my birthday. And my mom was there to help. And my friend Tiffany flew up to help. And so we were kind of covered. And then Maria, DiDia.
Who I've known since, well, we'll bring her on. We'll talk about that.
Maria, let's bring her on. Maria DiDia. Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hey, guys. Great to see you. For inviting me. What an honor. What a night this has been so far. Wow.
Oh,
going down memory lane. Wait a minute. So when did you first meet Maria?
I met Maria because she was our general manager for the first show that I ever did, the first big show I did in New York with Jack Plotnick called Pageant back in 1991. That's where we first met.
That's exactly right. I remember you in that. What was that club? I can't remember the name of the club.
The Blue Angel.
Blue Angel on 43rd.
44th, right next to Birdland.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, that's where I saw Maria all the time. She always looked amazing because, she used to be a ballet dancer. So she always looked fierce, always in 4th position. But talk to everybody just for a second, because I know you are GM, but talk about how instrumental you were with Broadway Cares. Talk about your history with them for a minute.
Well, it's interesting that you say that. Today is 35 years that my business partner, Jim Fiore, died of AIDS. And he's the reason I pursued Broadway Cares. It was an upstarting organization that people from the producers group, a group of producers, were forming. And I was desperate to try to get into it. And as it turned out, I wound up being an alternate representative for ADPAM, the Association of Theatrical Press Agents and Managers, and also an alternate representative for the Off-Broadway League for Paul Libben. And so I didn't have any authority, but I could go to meetings, I could express myself, but I couldn't vote on anything. And after about 6 months or close to a year, I said, I'm sorry, I can't vote. I'm just an alternate. And they said, no, you're one of our members. You're a founding member of Broadway Cares. You are in here. And so that's how I got. And so for me, Broadway Cares was a way that I could give in a way that I knew how to work in memory of my partner, Jim Fiore.
I love that.
And that today is 35 years that he's gone. And
I saw you post that on Facebook. That's beautiful that it's today. And
generous donation, Seth. That was lovely.
Oh, well, but I just going to say any Broadway Cares event, Maria DiDia is always backstage. I mean, every time we've ever hosted, Easter Bond, you're always there. And now you're our fiduciary GM. But I want to bring Margie and Jonah on to talk about, because we were all in Atlanta together.
Mandy's acting up. So
sorry, she needs to just be here.
But all of y'all can handle it.
So here's Margie and Jonah. Hi, guys. So Margie and Jonah live in Atlanta. We call it our Hotlanta. Maria became sort of like our line producer. And a lot of the stuff we need, the note cards, as you saw, we had. We need what are the kind of stuff that
familiar, right?
That's familiar.
Yes. We were selling the posters.
So Margie did reconnaissance work, and she got us a great theater. She had a whole group of local women basically in charge of organizing. It was so organized, and we showed up that day to tech the concert, and right at places when I sat down about to go play the piano. What happened, Maria?
Well, you said, where's the back line? You and James looked at me. I was on stage right, and you were just near the piano. And I turned around to see who you were talking to. And I looked at them and they said, well, the general manager always arranges for the back line. And I said, what? I thought I would just faint because there I was in Atlanta. I didn't know who the F to contact. In New York, I would just pick up the phone and be done. But so it turns out, actually, in Atlanta, I did have people that could have helped me, but I was so paralyzed at this. And as faith would have it, we were at Georgia Tech, and they just had another concert with the whole musical, the whole back line and instruments on that truck. They loaded that truck and pulled it into our venue and saved the show. Because for people who don't know what backline is the equipment that makes the music, that puts the band together. It's the amps, it's the speakers, it's the microphones, it's the piano tuning, it's the drums, the drum setup, all of that. Without that, there's no show.
But Maria, it's the actual piano. That wasn't there either. There was nothing there.
They had to bring. They pulled the piano. That's right. They pulled the piano in as well. It was really one of the more humiliating experiences of my life. And I'm old, and I've had quite a few of them. But that was pretty bad. And I said to James and Seth, "You will never not have backline." Anybody who worked with me on future productions, the first thing I get in place is the backline.
and by the way, Maria, even I've just so everyone knows, Maria's been volunteering on Stars in the House since the very beginning when we were doing Plays in the House. Would be our person with Theater Authority. She works with our bookkeeper every month. She helps collect for payroll. I mean, this would not happen without Maria DiDia and her generosity and talent. And I'll start crying if I say anything more.
I'm crying right now.
So it would not happen without Maria. But I will say, even with Stars in the House, Maria was like, I will make sure that you have backline. And I'm like, Maria, we don't need backline. I will make sure you have backline.
Drums on retainer.
I mean, but just so people know, it's not normal for someone in Maria's position to get the backline. It's one of the stage manager, and you're saying, when his places, and he's like, I don't know those places. It's just something that Joey kind of was like, always wore a million hats.
It was it's a thing that you always did, right, Joey?
Joey, you just did a million jobs.
And we didn't know everything that Joey did.
Yeah, I mean, it was exactly. And we never had a chance to go through like a from start to finish concert because by the time you joined us in San Francisco, everything was kind of already in motion.
Well, that's exactly what I said. I said, I trailed Joey and Frankie the day of the concert, but there was nothing to do for me because I was just watching and taking notes. And that's when I met Margie and Jonah, and that's when I joined the happy, group. But it was, so Joey, I was really, you know what that means when the GM says, turns around and looks to see who they were talking to.
On a total side note, Maria, you still got it because look, Maria has so much poise. Her posture is amazing. If people don't know, Maria, what was your job way back in the late 60s before you were doing GM?
Well, I was a dancer, and I was in the corps de ballet at Radio City Music Hall when there was a corps de ballet. And in fact, during the time that Annie Reinking was there, among others, but Annie and I we were bad girls together, like to say. And she, seeing her, working with her, and meeting Bebe. I hadn't met Bebe until we did Chicago, and I was the associate GM on Chicago. And Annie, of course, was the director, was the choreographer. Walter Bobby and I were ushers at the Edison Theater in 1971. And it was just one of those, like, everything just came together magically. And Bebe's been my friend, and I've produced Bebe in her Here Lies Jenny show in New York and in San Francisco. I was one of the producers. and she and I remain good friends. So I was a dancer. God, I'm a dancer dances, and I still work out every day. I do jazzercise every day. That's who I am.
That's right. We know
You were
with
pulled up.
Stars in the House that Maria DiDia is a dancer to her core because she is the most disciplined person, and she'll like, James, I have jazzercise at 11. I have Italian at 12:30 or whatever time it is. I am not available for the meetings at those times, and it's like, okay, of course Maria has Italian at 2:00. That's Maria. We love it.
Oh my God. Okay, so wait, we have to bring on Jessie because I want to show these clips also. So
Yeah.
can you clowns all hang around? We're gonna chat with
Okay,
Jessie.
hold. Okay, so Joey hang out, Maria hang out.
Best
Margie,
lighting. I've
and
never seen better lighting, by the way.
Right?
All right, we're gonna bring on Jessie Mueller because she really was the impetus.
Yes.
So here she is, the lovely Jessie Mueller. Hi, Jess.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Jess.
Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see everybody's faces.
Back in the day.
Thanks for
And their
hanging out.
wonderful lighting.
So hold on, Jessie Mueller. I want to go back to the beginning. So people don't know, James and I were in London. We were doing this one night benefit of disaster, and Jessie, you had done. What did we do? Oh, we done what the world needs now is love together. At that point,
A couple of months earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were texting about something else. What made you decide to text with your idea about doing Concert for America?
A feeling of hopelessness. A feeling of, I don't know. I just kind of remember, at that point, I think there had been a couple of days of just sensing a collective, gosh, how do you even describe it? There was just this combination of sort of angst and so many feelings with combined with a sort of paralysis and not really knowing what to do. And it just felt like so many pent up feelings. And it just, I don't know. Sometimes I like to get ideas and I like to get out my notebook and try to fix everything and plan things. And it doesn't, Keala would laugh at me. She'd always just like, oh, here comes the notebook. She's going to make a plan. But I'm not necessarily the kind of person who will always follow through on things. And you guys just popped into my mind. And I thought, well, gosh, if anybody could actually do anything in regards to making some sort of artistic thing happen, some sort of performance, some sort of gathering of people together. I guess I just thought of the What the World Needs Now recording, which you guys pulled together so quickly, and it was such a sort of massive operation. I just thought of you right away. So and you were like, yeah, that's a good idea.
No, I found the
you were like, we were thinking about maybe doing something, and I mean, I was kind of desperate. I felt desperate, and I just felt like, well, something needs to be done.
First of all, it's exactly what I wrote because I went back on my phone 4 years.
He went back 4 years in his messages, Jesse.
Here it is.
You still have messages from 4 years ago?
I know. I don't know how we did
After
it.
Thanksgiving, maybe before Christmas, is there any merit to trying to set up a concert regarding the election in our nation? I just watched Brandon's speech from last night and cried. What if we peacefully, respectfully joined together for select pieces from Hamilton, 1776, Ragtime, Titanic, and others to highlight the music of America and music about being American? Jesse, we were thinking the exact same thing. You're on. And then literally you wrote, I know it's a crazy time, but if anyone can make that happen, it's you and James. And then he gave me the British flag because we were in London.
Because you were in London.
I go, yes, emoji. And then a couple days later, I said, we want to do a monthly concert, sending email details. So you confirmed it. We were talking about it. And then you texted. I was like, this is a sign.
It was in the air.
And wait, before I forget, we have donations. I'd like you to read some donations, Jesse.
Oh, sure. Yeah, send them to me. My phone. I got my phone here.
Here I go. Okay, so we're still raising money for the Actors Fund, even though we're talking about Concert for America. So, Jesse, check your phone.
Just raise it all. Raise all the monies. Here we go. Hi, Seth and James. No one swears or anything. Hi, Seth and James. I've been watching since day one, and I can't express how much gratitude I have to both of you, Dr. LaPook, and all the crew and guests. I'm donating tonight in memory of my cat, Grayson, who suddenly passed away. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
I was thinking about what I could do to get my mind off what happened. I immediately thought about you guys and watching Stars in the House, which I almost read as Sith, and I got very confused. Watching, that's your acronym.
That's the acronym.
Stars in the House tonight, which is always a true escape. Sending lots of love and appreciation to everyone at Stars in the House. Justin from Pennsylvania, $10. Justin, thank you so much. And I'm so sorry for your loss, especially at a time like this, to lose your buddy like that. So much love to Grayson. And we're thinking of you in this loss right now. Mark from Portland, Maine donated $103 to the Actors Fund. Thank you so much, Mark. As a survivor of domestic abuse, I want to thank James and Seth for shining a light on this important issue and letting people know about ncadv.org. Grateful to be here. God bless. Thank you so much, Mark.
Wow, wonderful.
Wow.
Jessie did the first concert. I want to show that clip, but then I want to talk about Montana.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Jessie, this is you in the first concert. We really haven't watched it in forever. Do you even remember what that day was like? What did it feel like for you after texting me and then suddenly you were on stage?
Because that was the one in New York, right?
Yeah, across the street from where Beautiful was.
Right. At Town Hall. I just remember there being like a buzz and energy in the air, honestly. And yeah, especially doing sound check and everybody lining up to, didn't we do Let the Sun Shine?
At the very end.
On that first, at the very end. I think everybody, so I just remember everyone sort of like half in their concert outfit with like their Uggs on, you know what I mean? Like the comfy shoes. And then, people were like, I certainly know I was probably like half hair done, one lip of lipstick and one eyelash. And then, you know what I mean? But there was just this energy in the room and everybody also just felt so good to be together doing something collectively, which now, just means something. There's even more depth to that now because you think back and you're like, yeah, we got to actually band together physically and do something.
I feel like it wasn't like it wasn't like a prayer circle, but we all, I feel like, gathered downstairs because at the town hall backstage, there's like one massive dressing room on one side, one on the other, and stairs that lead to the basement where there's a big hall and there's some like little a shower tiny, and like tiny little dressing areas.
Yeah.
And I feel like we all gathered down there, or maybe all of you did. And then I saw all of you down there because I was like running around.
I think everyone was lining up to come out for the opening or something.
Is that what it was?
Was like lining up to come
maybe,
out.
You're right. It was sort of like if you have a green room in a theater, that was sort of that area that passed through downstairs. So yeah, that's where everybody kind of ended up.
But I remember going down there and the energy was just so, like you said, it was joyous. And it was loving and kind, and it was exactly what I felt like all of us needed that day.
Yeah.
This is you looking amazing and just bringing. It was such a positive concert. So let's everybody feel some positivity.
Because Kelly opened the show with that little bit, and then
Cockeyed Optimist.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then Jessie opened with Beautiful.
It's so joyous. Let's hit it.
You got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world of the love in your heart. We're gonna treat you better and you're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. Waiting at the station with a workday wind blowing, I got nothing to do but watch the passers-by. Mirrored in their faces I see frustration growing and they don't seem showing. Why do I? You got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. The people gonna treat you better and you're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. I have often asked myself the reason for the sadness in the world where tears are just a lullaby. If there's any answer, maybe love can end the madness, maybe not all, but we can only try. You got to get up every morning, smile on your face, show the world all the love in your heart. Oh, the people gonna treat you better, and you're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful
And by being here tonight, she means Atlanta because that was when she was in Atlanta.
I totally called you out.
Yeah.
We saw Jonah, and James was like, Jonah wasn't the first concert. Then we're like,
And then
wait,
we're like,
a minute.
There's Sue Holder, meaning Melissa Manchester was there. That was Atlanta, but it's the same sentiment and
the same song.
It's the same song.
Same song all the time.
And here you are, by the way, singing it in Montana.
My eyes closed.
So
yeah, you were with us the first month that we did it in January 2017. You joined us in August of 2017 in Atlanta, and then you and Abby flew to Montana in December, right after Christmas in 2017.
Remember that house?
So beautiful. Oh my gosh, yes.
Well, bring out Jonah and Margie because they were with us out there too.
So here we are. Hi, Jonah, Margie. Hold on. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Nice to see you.
I don't think I've seen you since Montana.
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Oh, nice to see you both.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Here is it's Vanessa Williams' brothers, Chris and James. There's Abby and Jesse. There's Karen Montalakis and me. Oh, my hair looks great.
Oh, and there's Jonah in the background, I think.
There's
right,
Jonah, yeah. So, fun fact for people watching, we were in this beautiful like mountain village, but like really mountain with like crazy, crazy snow. And then Jesse left early. Jesse flew on with our friend Barbara, but we were driving to the airport and we're like, boy, it's snowy. And we're like, boy, it's slippery. And someone was driving us. And I was playing, Andrea McCardle was with us. I was playing Andrea McCardle in Rainbow. I said, have you guys ever seen this YouTube? And I put on Rainbow in the back seat and
it was me. I was in the front seat.
He was in the front passenger seat.
Yeah, in the front passenger seat. Someone else was driving. And it was Jack and Seth and Julie in the back.
And I was like, Andrea, they were in the car behind us, Andrea McCardle, Vanessa Williams. And I heard James say, oh my God. And the next thing we knew, we're on an effing mountain in literally a full car crash. And for funsies, I have the photo, that's where, here's a close up.
The one with the door open, that was our car.
That car in front of us swerved completely in front of our car.
Because they were driving too fast.
And to the right is basically, that's a drop off. Like
that's to the right of the SUV that we were in is like a mountain, like it just dropped. You would keep going.
So Jesse, you were like, thank God you were on the plane. Margie and Jonah, where the hell were you? Why weren't you protecting them?
I think everyone had left. You guys, for some reason, were still there.
Maybe you were extra days or something.
No, we didn't say that. I think we were just a later.
We had a later flight.
We had a later flight.
Were you like, you guys stay and clean up? We're out of here.
Yeah, right. We flew the coop, literally. No, I just remember getting the text from you because I don't know. I texted you about something. I was like, "Did your flight get off okay?" And you were like, "Well."
We're in the hospital, but it all worked out. What a splitting headache. Okay, so hold on. Oh, this one's so should we show Sunshine?
Well, I know because we were hoping that
we're waiting for Keala, but she was filming, and then she said there was an accident in LA, and it's delaying her getting home.
Speaking of accidents, yes, there was traffic.
Jesse,
right.
Can we hang out for a little bit while?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's give Keala a little bit of time because one of the special things, like I said, Joey was with us from January till June. And then Maria came on in August, what we just saw in Atlanta. And in July, we were in Seattle, and it was July 6th, which is my birthday, 2017. And it was so special because we were doing what we love, which is we were doing this and with great people. And I had both Melissa Manchester and Maureen McGovern sing to me on stage. And Melissa saying, I said, my favorite song of hers is Midnight Blue. And that was my request. And I think I'm sitting, I haven't seen this clip in a while. I think I'm sitting on the stage.
Yeah, she's
I was like, normally I'm like in the wings or I'm backstage or like, because Jonah would be working the live stream or like dealing with Facebook or donations, whatever. And I'd be going back and forth. Right. But this one, I was like, this is my birthday, damn it. I'm not going to be backstage running around. The show is going to be what the show is going to be at this point. And I sat on the stage to take it in, like we were talking about with Joey earlier, and trying to be in the moment.
And I think I got to sing backup on it because I'm so obsessed with it. I think I may have got to sing backup because I love it so much too.
Yeah.
So it was amazing for both of us.
Yeah, because I don't think she sang this in Atlanta, and it's so.
It's her first big hit. It's a beautiful
song. It was her first big hit, and to hear a songwriter speaking Carole King, it's like, come on, it's like to have a songwriter be singing and playing her own music. there aren't that many people who can do that, and who still quote unquote got it.
Still got it.
Still got it 50 years later, because really, actually, I just realized this. Carole King and Melissa Manchester both came. Their first hits were right around the same time.
Mid-70s.
Yeah, early mid-70s. So here's Melissa Manchester.
Some of you may know, because I've said it on Sirius XM, but today is James's birthday. This happens to work out that way. And other people for their birthday, like they want clothes, like a massage or a Starbucks card. I do. James, tell everybody what you asked for your birthday.
A certain song to be sung live tonight. We did the concert in May in Los Angeles, and one of the artists on the stage sang a song at the piano that, as I tend to do, play it on, if it gets in my head, I play it on Spotify like repeatedly, because it made me feel good. Anyone relate?
It's a little OCD, but he does it.
It's a little bit, and Seth will tell you that I would sing some of the phrases from this song, I think almost every single day.
Yeah.
Because it made me feel good.
So for his birthday gift, I called this lady, and she said, sure, I'll sing it. So please welcome to the stage the first hit she had in the very top 10. It happened in 1975, the amazing Melissa Manchester! Backup singer. Oh, let me get rid of the music. Hold on.
No, this is fun.
You okay?
Yeah,
I don't want you.
You know what? Let's move the furniture.
Okay, move the furniture. I think
yeah,
there it goes.
There we go.
And so you guys can sort of see.
Now I can
Go
see you.
backstage. Yeah.
All right. Happy birthday. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Whatever it is, it'll keep till the morning. Haven't we both got better things to do? Midnight blue. Even the simple things become rough. Haven't we had enough? And I think we can make it one more time. If we try, one more time for all the old times. For all of the times you told me you need me, needing me now is something I could use. Midnight blue. Wouldn't you give your hand to a friend? Maybe it's not the end, and I think we can make it one more time. If we try, one more time for all the old times. Midnight blue. I think we can make it. I think we can make it. Oh, wouldn't you give your heart to a friend? Think of me as your friend. And I think we can make it one more time. If we try, one more time for all the old times. And I think we can make it, yes, one more time. If we try, one more time for all of the old times. One more time. I think we can make it if we try. One more time. I think we can make it if we try. Looks like we're gonna make it, yes. Looks like we're gonna make it hard. Oh, 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 oh. Midnight. For the birthday boy.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous?
Melissa has done. I can't even. I lost track. It was her and Chita. I would say were the top.
Yeah, at least
people, right?
At least 50% of the concerts.
Because I know I remember she did Chicago. She did. Did she do San Francisco? Joey,
She did
she
LA.
do San Francisco?
She did LA, which is
She did
before San
LA. Bring Joey on.
1, 2, 3. Hold on, he's checking his quote unquote notes.
He's checking his notes. Joey, did
Yeah. Hold on, let me pull what that one was.
No, I don't pull up things which you don't actually have access
Hold on,
to.
let's bring Maria and Margie and Jonah. Let's all figure out how many times did Melissa Manchester, we love her so much. How many times between all of us do we remember? How many can we count them?
Well, she was definitely in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Chicago, Atlanta, LA.
She was in Virginia.
That's
Didn't she go to Virginia? Signature?
I think the only one.
Go, Joey.
The only one she did for us was LA, or for me was LA in May.
And I think Chicago. She definitely did Chicago.
Did she do Chicago?
Yeah, for sure. That was her first one.
So
yeah, you're right. So those
She
two.
didn't do Atlanta. She didn't do Atlanta.
Yes, she did.
Well, I was so there was no backline. Could you imagine that? No. Oh my God.
I drove to the
Attraction.
airport. I remember that one.
Let's just put it this way. It's been a long 4 years. And so, you know what? We're lucky to remember that
It's all behind the wall. It's all behind an emotional wall.
Behind the curtain. Yeah.
Oh my God. She was always there for us and still is, by the way. We're gonna
She's coming on.
We're gonna do a special show.
Virginia, she was in Virginia too. She did Signature Theater.
Wow. She was in Virginia.
Yeah. I remember Melissa. I have a picture with Melissa and Maureen McGovern and me.
Right. She was there too. Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
And Chita and Lisa were in Virginia also. Well, Chita and Lisa.
Chita.
Mhm.
Hey, Maria, you're starting a new hashtag trend. Hashtag no backline.
Well, if people understood really how important the backline is to a band, they would understand how devastating it was for me to not have one.
And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, so we want to show our final song,
Well,
don't we?
I guess so because
Keala just got home, but now she has to walk her dog because her dog's been home the entire day.
Yeah,
Jesse,
her poor doggy.
Jesse, if you want to text Keala and say come on to say goodbye at the very end, then text her ass.
Yeah. But you know what we could do in the meantime? Okay,
Jesse gave a thumbs up.
So you know what? Okay, so in the meantime, while we wait to see if Keala can come back, you had talked about this, Jonah.
Oh, well, you're gonna show without Keala being here?
Well, I know.
Well, then you should show. Why don't you show Jess then? Why is the film that way?
Keala was in Atlanta.
That's
I met her. I met her in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And Jesse, in fact, Jesse helped me. I was having trouble with my room card, and Jesse kindly came over and said, "Here, let me do this for you." And that's when I like, Jesse.
Did I figure it out?
Yeah, you helped me.
Out. Actually, some photos.
What?
Hashtag I didn't know it was called a backline. Didn't even know.
We have to give a shout out to our friends who, for John Tish, for helping us with our hotel rooms.
John Tish would get us stunning hotel rooms in every city we went to.
Oh,
we
gotcha.
And
the staff there as well. Oh my God, they were just amazing. Just amazing.
Called?
The Lows.
The Lows.
The Lows, yeah. They were just amazing.
Jen Ways took fun photos. Jen Ways does our social media. You could see how packed the audience was for my solo.
That's hilarious.
It's a sound check. But then
did you know that was so foretelling of what was to come.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's spooky.
It's really creepy.
By the way, was that from when we were in LA in September 2019?
Possibly.
That's possible.
Yeah, I think it was 2019.
So actually, you're right, because 6 months later.
Yeah. And then this is a sound check with Kate and
Yeah.
And then we had Grant Gustin.
Yeah, so this was the September. Yeah, and Jonah and Margie were there. Margie.
Yeah, I didn't go because I had just come back from Italy and I was jet lagged. So I stayed in New York in my apartment so that I could be a troubleshooter.
We were on the phone with you the whole time.
Yeah. On the phone. And we were negotiating with the musicians for the musicians arrangement. And so it was better that and Michelle Scalpone, our stage manager, rode shotgun, and she and Margie and Jonah put it together for me. And I just sort of, I had done most of it before I left for Italy. And
I remember that. You did all that prep work. LA at that concert, not surprising. Melissa Manchester was there. That's where we first hung out with Laurie Metcalf.
Well, and that's the thing. So, and I think we mentioned this before when we had the Vote-a-thon and Laurie Metcalf came on, but it was because of that concert. It's cool how things work out. That it was because of the very first Concert for America that we did that led to us doing, of course, that one for the National Immigration Law Center, which, by the way, I don't think I'm giving anything away, but it's not a secret that President Biden, one of his first goals is to get a comprehensive immigration law passed. And so in our efforts, we're going to help the National Immigration Law Center and do something for them at the end of February on StarsInTheHouse. So that's
count on me. I'm there.
So we're going to do that. We have to do it virtually, of course, but we're going to be doing that for them. But it was because of that concert that we met Laurie Metcalf. And we met Laurie Metcalf because she had written via her agent to say, can I have tickets? But can I buy tickets? Because she's that type of person. Can I buy tickets to Concert for America? And we're like, buy tickets.
Get the hell on stage ASAP.
Get on stage and be on it and be in it. And she did. And what did you wrote? Oh, you wrote.
She did that memory joke. Yeah, we had that great video.
You can go to the Vote-a-thon episode and see that. But it was because of that, and it was right at this moment. Where's that pic? Did we? Oh, was the picture?
David did his amazing cleaning
David,
house.
Put the picture back up. But it was because of that I asked her. I said, because I knew that she had adopted out of foster care one of her youngest kid, and I said, well, would you consider? Because I knew that she was going to do Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf in New York, and I said, this is my chance because Gretchen Beidel, who's our friend, who's worked with us since 2015 with You Gotta Believe, had told me a while back, if there's ever an opportunity for Laurie Metcalf to do our benefit, please do it. And Jessie has sung at the town hall for You Gotta Believe. And I asked Laurie, and she was like, sure, I'll do it. She said, I just need to do it either before rehearsals, right at the beginning of rehearsals for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, or after the Tony Awards in June of 2020.
And our concerts were always in June of 2020. So we were like, oh, that's perfect, June of 2020. And Gene Dixon, psychic, was like, why don't we do it in February instead? Which was just so arbitrary. We've never done one in February.
And taking the chance that there was going to be a winter storm or whatever. But I was just like,
who knew? I mean, that was the last big concert we did before the lockdown.
It was only 4 weeks before everything shut down. But thank God, because it raised, I don't know how many, several $100,000 or whatever it was. It was a lot of money, and it helped, with You Gotta Believe during the pandemic.
Like if they hadn't gotten that money, if Laurie Metcalf hadn't said
because she's a huge star, and because of her, it happened and sold really well at the town hall, and people came on as amazing sponsors, but it was because of Concert for America in Los Angeles. It all kind of the trickle effect.
And there's that.
There they are.
They're back.
And they'd be so bold. The leadership, you, Seth and James, the two of you are the reason that everybody comes back and wants to do more, because you make everybody feel special, and you make everybody feel wanted, and you make everybody feel appreciated for the work they do. And I say that about a lot of people, but it's true about you too.
Thank you. By the way, thank you.
say it because I've seen them all.
She's been around. By the way, Jonah, you look 12 years old these days.
I
Just
thought,
FYI.
I thought it was literally a picture, and it was back. Didn't you think, Joey?
It's my baby.
Disaster off Broadway. I was
Me
like,
too. I thought, Jonah?
I'll give him that same haircut that I gave him back then.
Yeah, the bowl.
It is the same bowl cut. Here's just put some more quick photos. Here's Jen, our own social media person, with Kate Flannery. Look how cute they look together.
look, you and I in the back looking very serious.
Oh my God.
You're on your phone, and I'm looking like, what the hell?
That's your cards. You're looking at your cards, Jim.
Okay, looking at the cards.
This happily married couple, Melissa Benoist and Chris Wood, looking so cute. And this is when
Oh, you know what? Monolocus, I had asked her to come on tonight. And Carrie,
the other one, the matching outfits. There we go. I'm sorry.
But Carrie, it was a bookend because Carrie Monolocus sang Hallelujah at the very first concert for America. You can find it online.
Oh, it's stunning.
And then she sang the same song in September of 2019, and that was our last concert for America. And so she was there for both of them, which was really incredible. I mean, incredible performer.
Oh gosh, she was. Speaking of Disaster, she was the original Marianne in Disaster.
Right. So I'm gonna say that Keala is walking her dog or just exhausted from being in 3 hours of Los Angeles traffic. When you say Jessie, speaking,
I don't even know if she's exhausted, but she's
I
definitely.
think I didn't get a text back, so.
Yeah, I think she blocked your number. I remember. All right, so we're gonna
Pretty
show.
sure. So I'm not sure if I know when texting her, but.
We want to show our finale that we did.
Well, and Jessie, so I'm glad you stayed on till the end because we had the making of the inauguration song. Did you see it Wednesday night?
The actual inauguration? Did you watch?
Yes. Oh yeah, we watched the whole thing. I thought it was so beautifully done. That Tom Hanks, he's really got a future.
He's gonna make it.
He's gonna, yes, big things.
But we did well as you were in the damn song, but we Seasons of Love and then into Let the Sunshine In, which again goes back because everyone here on the screen has been in one of our concerts.
That's always our closing
behind
number.
The scenes or on stage and have sung it. Whatever. And
P.S. When I said last night, I said I wanted to do Let the Sunshine In for the inauguration, but I knew we couldn't do the full song because those early lyrics about the sitars, I was like, we can't get away with it. So when we show you this right now, I made that same speech. I said, Let the Sunshine In is about to happen. Ignore every single lyric for the first 3 verses until Let the Sunshine In. And Patrick Wilson sort of owns that the lyrics make 0 sense. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, that's it. So this is from June of 2018. When
Concert
we were
America number 12, 13.
Was number 12 at Cooper Union, and Maria was there, and Margie and Jonah, and so this is that.
And well, who else? It's Tina Fey.
Oh yeah, you see. Oh yeah, it's so cool who you see in the.
Chita, Audra, Jessie,
Pablo. Well, Jessie, Jessie, you weren't at that one.
I don't think so.
Keala.
Keala was. Keala did. This is me.
Lilius there?
No.
No, you were doing Carousel because I think Keala went to go see you in it, so I think it conflicted.
Yes, that's right.
So
she was staying with you, I think, Jessie, when Keala flew to New York. I think she stayed with you for those couple of days, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that sounds right. Mm-hmm.
Right. And shout out to my lady soloists. We have Lindsay Lavin, amazing singer. Mm-hmm. And on the high part, we have Lacrita, who, speaking of Disaster, was our Lavora Verona in Disaster. She's on the high part. And it's Patrick and James. Anyone else? And Chita, you'll see in Lisa Mordente.
You'll see Pablo there because he had flew from LA too. And we're gonna close on this, and it's definitely
bookend.
Yeah, it's a bookend. It's kind of the perfect way to end tonight's show. So thank you, everyone. Thanks everyone here. You know how much we love all of you. And
we love you too.
And join us for closing this. Come tomorrow night because we're going to celebrate Chita Rivera's birthday.
That's Queens.
And it's actually her birthday tomorrow, and she's going to be here with us tomorrow along with a ton of special guests
and clips.
Did you get her a cake?
Well,
no.
Jessie, don't tell her, but I'm going to be dropping off a surprise at her house.
He's driving to her house tomorrow.
I'm driving to her house.
I won't tell her. Don't
okay, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Last minute soloist, Mr. Patrick Wilson. 3, 4. I'm trying to make these lyrics work. Good luck. Listen to these lyrics. Here we go. We starve a look at one another short of breath, walking proudly in our winter coats, wearing smells of laboratories, facing a dying nation, of moving paper fantasies, listening for the new toy lies, with supreme visions of love.